Brockhampton obviously means a lot to me. I wouldn't have made 10 plus videos about them if I just enjoyed their music. No, they've seriously changed my life. The concept of a bunch of strangers, a bunch of outcasts, a bunch of kids moving across the country to pursue their dreams of music and art really hit home for me. Hearing that story and listening to Saturation 1 and 2 gave me the push I needed to start this channel, and that's why my first ever video was about the origins of the group. One of the things that made me fall in love with Brockhampton is the wide array of styles, themes, and sounds that you'll find between individual tracks. Certainly this is one of the benefits of having so many members in the boy band. Everyone has their own story to tell. They have different influences, different flavors, and it's pretty difficult to find two Brockhampton songs that sound exactly the same. So between All American Trash, Saturation 1, 2, and 3, and their latest project Iridescence, what, in my opinion at least, is Brockhampton's best song? While I do think their first project is solid to say the least, I don't think All American Trash has any of the frontrunners in this competition. While songs like Ben Carson, Palace, and Michigan are great, I don't think they come close to the best tracks off of Brockhampton's other projects. Moving on to Saturation 1, there are certainly some contenders here. Heat is a brilliant way to start the trilogy. It's evil and chaotic while still being an incredibly focused look into the more aggressive sides of the group. I think Gold features the best collection of verses on any Brockhampton song. The rapping is top notch, but I don't think I'm going to call this one the best because I don't think the emotional connection is too interesting. It's a great braggadocious song, but it's a little one note if we're talking their best songs ever. I think Star is fine. It kind of hits some of the same notes as Gold for me, and then there are some super fascinating sentimental songs at the end of the album with Bump, Milk, and Face, but none of them quite make it to the very top of my list. While I still love Saturation 2, it's certainly my least favorite of Brockhampton's albums, and my reasoning fits in perfectly with the topic of this video. I think there are a ton of solid tracks on this project, but it doesn't have many of my all-time favorites. The clear standouts here are Junky, a great intimate look at the inner demons of various members of the band, very socially conscious and important. Matt's verse is a classic, and while I think it's a very necessary song, I just don't find myself replaying it all that much. And then a track that would probably fit into my top 5 favorite Brockhampton songs of all time is Sweet. It's insanely fun, so goofy. Merlin and Joba have some of their best verses on this thing, but there's no way I'm calling one of their silliest songs ever their best song ever. Saturation 3 is just above Saturation 2 in my mind. A whole bunch of very solid tracks and a few standouts. Songs like Zipper, Johnny, Stupid, and Hottie are all great. Rental was so good I made a video just about that one song. Sister Nation has one of Matt's best moments ever, but hear me out. Bleach is the song that left me speechless. I probably played it on repeat 40 or 50 times when it first came out. Another great track about the inner struggles of each individual member. There are some truly incredible verses on this. Ryan Beatty sounds amazing, and for a while, I thought this was Brockhampton's best song. And then Iridescence comes out, and I'm not talking about New Orleans, although it's hard-hitting. Every member featured on this thing has an above-average verse, and I'm not talking about Jouvert, although it has become one of my personal favorites. I love Joba so much. I'm talking about this, Brockhampton's best song to date. San Marcos delivers on every single aspect. It has such a distinct focus. Everybody's on the same page. All the lyrics come together to form one specific feeling, and the instrumental reflects that feeling very well. Between Matt's verse about feeling numb to life, Kevin's bridge about bravery and hard work, Bareface's chorus about time wasting, Dom's verse about freedom, and Joba's verse about making some really tough decisions, all of these ideas go together and they get echoed in the outro. Each member wants more out of life than what they've been dealing with. In other words, they want a fresh start, and that's how we get the title of the song, San Marcos. It refers to a Texas city where the early foundation of Brockhampton was laid. That place feels like a clean slate to them, and at this point in their careers, they want that feeling again. And personally for me, this song created a monumental emotional connection. That theme of starting over after all we've seen them go through cuts so deep. And I don't want to be misconstrued. When I say that the song has a very distinct focus, I mean the track has one specific purpose and it feels well organized and efficient in fulfilling that purpose. But that doesn't mean it's simple and repetitive. Navigating through each member's verse and seeing what a clean slate means to them specifically is super interesting and complex. So between the touching verses from each member, a gorgeous instrumental that complements the song in an incredible way, and a sentimental backstory, we find a very cohesive song that, in the end, feels like the perfect back-to-school song, go into a football game by yourself type song, and it's raining. Yeah. Hey, thank you for watching that video. I kind of went back to the basics with that, not a whole lot of editing, and me talking about Brockhampton, so that's the early days of the channel coming through. If you liked it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really helps the channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RenshawHS, support my Patreon, buy my merch, and thank you very much. I'll see you later.